get better myself at like higher difficulties. Yeah, I can FC stuff, but I just want to get better at like doing 7 stars, 8 stars, all the crazy stuff before I get into actually going back and becoming the actual rank I should be. So that out of the way, hopefully you guys enjoy the background gameplay because it's not amazing, but it's the best I can do. So basically, I'm just going to be showing you a few things that you should be doing. The first thing is play what you can. So if you're like barely struggling with 4-star maps, don't do an 8-star map. That's what I did before, and I didn't really have anyone to tell me that it was a bad idea. So I just kind of went with it until I one day went into a multi-lobby and said, like, they told me specifically that this isn't gonna help you get better. You have to be doing stuff that you can FC. So that's the mindset that I had when I went into actually playing more maps. So right now I can do the highest star I've beaten is 8. I don't really count that though because it was a loved song HP2, so I'm not really gonna count that. So I've beaten the 7-star basically, and I've beaten quite a few. So what I can do to get better from there is playing more and more 7-star maps so I can get used to the jumps, because I'm not really comfortable with it because it's still too overwhelming for me. And like obviously I can't FC it, but I can hit the majority of them, and that's the point I'm trying to get across. So you need to play maps so you can hit the majority of the circles, like stuff that's hard for you, but stuff that you can do at the same time, if that makes sense. So an example I can give is back when I was doing 3-star maps, there was a few 4-star maps that I could do at the time that were in my comfort zone. So I played those, and eventually my reading skills and everything kind of got better, and I was able to get past 3-star maps like that. And it went by pretty quickly, actually. So another important thing to understand is what BPM you can do and what AR you can do. If you're new to the game, BPM is beats per minute, and that's like basically how fast the song is going to play at. And you know, if you're just starting out, like 170, 180, those are pretty fine BPMs. The moment you start getting above 200, that might feel a little uncomfortable for you, and that's when, obviously, at that point you can tell if you need to either practice high BPM maps, or if you like, you know, moving your cursor super fast to the next circle and maybe alternating, then that might be like a point for you to get at. So you have to understand what you can do and what you like to do, because if you do more of that, you'll get better at the game and eventually learn like your weaknesses and how to get past them. So that's like the best thing I can give you. Another good tip I can say is don't do relax or autopilot. Like sure, you can do relax once in a while. I mean, it's not really gonna help you realistically. It just shows you like if you can aim a certain part of the map or just something like that in general. So I used to do this a bunch actually. I used to do the da-da-da-da map, 10 stars, or Galaxy Collapse so many times back when I was doing 4-star maps. And obviously I couldn't really click to it, so I used autopilot or relax. And it doesn't really help you because you're not really... If you do autopilot, you're not going to get practice with your aim, and if you do relax, you're not going to get practice with your clicking. So realistically, it doesn't really help anyone. So I would kind of stay away from that unless you really want to like, maybe show off to your friends or just, I don't know, see if you can hit a certain part of the map. Or if you're overshooting or undershooting, that's also a good reason to use that. But anyway, yeah, I would stay away from those for now, unless you really want to use them. Next tip I'm going to give is aim is super important. If you don't have aim, you're not going to be able to do strings, you're not going to be able to hit jumps obviously, and you're not going to hit really like easy parts of the song. So let me explain myself. So I said strings. So what I'm talking about is aiming the string. Like sure, it's like a curved line, it's pretty easy to hit, right? Well, some people actually struggle with that. So when you get into higher difficulty songs, the curves and whatnot are going to be harder to hit, so you need to learn how to basically move your cursor in a way where it, you know, obviously follows the circle, and you can't really do that if you can't aim, so you need to make sure your aim is on point. So what I would recommend is doing jump maps with high BPM, and obviously it's not really going to help too much with consistency, but the whole idea is if you're trying to get better, you're not really going for consistency, because I could have gone and just FC'd a bunch of 4-star maps, but that's not going to get you better in the long run, because you have to play you have to play hard stuff just so you can obviously get better. Because I can't, if I FC 4-star maps, I can't really advance to 5 stars, because like sure they're kind of similar in a way, but I have to do other things to kind of get, you know, used to 5-star maps. It didn't take me like a year to get used to 5-star maps. It came to me pretty quickly, only because I like doing harder maps. So what I would recommend is if you want to transfer from 4 to 5-star, I would try to learn, you know, like high AR or higher BPM maps, or like obviously like a 4.8 star, or just like, you know, something difficult in that range, so you can go to a low 5-star map and try to beat it. And if you can get some passes with a B or an A, like that's basically what you're aiming for. If you get a C, that's fine. Just make sure if you can pass it in about a week, maybe a month, try to do that map again and see if you can improve your score, because improving your score is also how you get better. Because if you can't, you know, if you can't improve, you're not gonna get better. So that's kind of what I'm going at. So right now, I'm trying to get comfortable with 7-star maps, and to do that, I've already passed a lot of hard 7-star maps, and I basically just go back and replay them and see if I can get a better score. And from there, if I'm not really playing to my best, or if it's just too overwhelming for me, I'll just drop down to 6 stars and see if I can do better there. And if I really wanted to, I could go back to 5-star and try to, you know, get used to doing easy jumps again. So it kind of depends on where you're at and how you're feeling that day, because obviously every single day you're not going to be doing that same star all the time, because some days will be better than others, some days will be worse than others. Kind of how OSU works, because some days I can do like, I don't know, 220 BPM streams, some days I can barely do 200 BPM streams. It's kind of like inconsistent, but then again, I've only been playing for a year and I'm only a 5-digit player, so I can't really do much. I gotta keep going, keep practicing, so I can get better at that. And that's what you guys should be doing too. So for me personally, I want to get better at doing 8-star maps, and I've only beaten one, and it was with an HP2 song. I've hit like half the circles basically in it because I had a 64 accuracy or whatever, so it was pretty bad, but I got the pass on it. But it's not really that impressive, so I can't really say I can do 8-star maps, because I've only beaten that one, and it wasn't really, you know, impressive at all. So what I have to do to be better at 8-star maps, or get better at higher 7-star maps, so like 7.4 or 7.6, and slowly work my way up, just so I can get used to the jumps, because like I said before, aim is super important, because if you can get aim down, then you can basically do everything else. So with that in mind, hopefully you guys understand what you should be doing and practicing for. So if you want to go for consistency, that's totally fine. But if you want to get like better, like doing harder songs and stuff, you gotta be doing harder stars in general. So hopefully whatever I said makes sense. You know, obviously it doesn't apply to everyone. Everyone's not the same. Because I used to, for STEM, I used to do the 8-star Yomi Yuri, put on no fail, and just flick. And whenever my hands got tired, I just kept going. And eventually my hands got a little bit better. Some people might not find that method, you know, the best, but you know, everyone's kind of different. So if those don't work, then you gotta find something different that works for you. So hopefully something works here, but if not, it's all good. And with that out of the way, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see a more in-depth, you know, like specific things, specific maps I would recommend, what you want me to do, let me know in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next video. I'm out.